Firstly to everyone, and welcome to the grammar course on the commentary of 30, the tree of excellent speech. And today we're going to discuss the generalized. So we have been discussing the generalized particle from the previous class. So today we're going to continue this. And today, previous class, we have talked about the general introduction. We have introduced the different particles, and after which we have discussed a little bit about the usage of the particle chi. And so today we're going to discuss the usage of the particle chi with its companion words. And we're going to understand how the particle chi is used. And I have provided some examples. Lasso. So before we go to the main lesson, let us go to the verse of dedication, or the verse. So we begin with the line of dedication. So today we dedicate this class, the merits of this class, to Great Mother Saraswati. So we have first the line of dedication, that is Yangchen, which means that I prostrate to the Great Mother, Goddess of Wisdom, which is the female incarnation of wisdom, that is Mother Saraswati. Okay, so we have two verses today, and these two verses are the continuation from the previous, which is the world of the world of words. Okay. Chishin na ki kyabo senge toboche ngaro trape rida shengu rabtu chom deshin tebjor sangme tsi ki chobai mile tsi ki chachu thamje rab chomshi. Let me repeat this once. Chishin na ki kyabo senge toboche ngaro trape rida shengu rabtu chom deshin tebjor sangme tsi ki chobai mile tsi ki chachu thamje rab chomshi. Nga ki kyabo tuan la minu tuan ki pung, si la nyi ya tuan la kowar ji ya me, chidar tongbe no la drani rabu chabwa, tuan ki mikang shiwar neba ji chirhong. Let me repeat this again. Nga ki kyabo tuan la minu tuan ki pung, si la nyi ya tuan la kowar ji ya me, chidar tongba no la drani rabu chabwa, okay, so the line of dedication is, I prostrate to Great Mother, Goddess of Wisdom, that is Goddess Saraswati. Okay, like the mighty lion's roar, king of the jungle, subduing the wild creatures with its majestic roar, may well-structured words in their refined form silence the chaotic noise of poorly formed statements. So just like the king of lion, when the king of lion roars in the jungle, all of the wild animals are tamed, or they are subdued. Similarly, when a well-structured narration, a well-structured and refined statement is being stated, all of those chaotic, all of those many unruly, many statements which do not follow a particular discipline, and all of those, and since these are words which are poor in the discipline of the structure of words, so they're ultimately something which is very meaningless when it comes to the structuring aspect of things. And so when one well-structured statement is being stated, all of the rest of the chaotic noise, the poorly formed statements, will be silenced. The king of speech, though not in meaningful expression, though pleasing to the ear, devoid of meaningful expression, like the empty vessel, noisy as it is, why should harmony prevail when void of profound essence? So when someone may be able to deliver something in a very beautiful manner with this beautiful words, but when we look inside, if there is no essential meaning to whatever that person is saying, it may be as mesmerizing as it is, and the words may seem very beautiful. But when it comes to the essential meaning, if it doesn't have the required essential meaning to give us the understanding of the particular expression, then this expression is like an empty vessel. It is very loud, that can be heard by everyone. But then there is no harmony within the words, within the meaning, because the words cannot convey a meaning that is on par with the structure of the words, meaning that looking at the external, it is beautiful. When we explore the understanding, it is without any meaning. Less so. So with this, we'll continue our lesson on the generalized particles. Generalized particles. So we have already discussed this particular verse. So this verse is a verse which introduces us to generalized particle. This first line is the line which tells us about the 4 generalized particles. Qi, ji, su, kang, chi, da, de. So the generalized particles are qi, qi, su, kang. And this is the when we are inquired, what is the line? What is the line that introduces the generalized particles in the tree of excellent speech? This should be the answer. This should be this is what we have to say, is the line that introduces us to the generalized particles. And then what are the usage cases? Now when we talk about the usage cases, we have to talk about the usage case in accordance to different companion words. So each of these generalized particles will have different companion words. For example, the first line tells us the companion word for the ji. Shikte le dra chir la ji. So for ji, we use shikte le dra chir. And these 5 are the companion words for the particle ji. Nye si tar shin ke la chi. For the particle chi, we use the companion word nye si tar shin ke. So for ji, we use jishik, jite, jile, jita, jichir. And we have understood this in the previous class, that these are used in order to interrogate, to ask a question, which may be due to a particular uncertainty or completely because we don't know anything about something. So it could be because of certain uncertainty, or it could be because of our ignorance towards something. So for the particle G, we have these 5 particles, and we have already discussed the different usage cases it has with each of these companion words. For the particle G, there are 5 companion words: nye, si, tar, shin, ke, chinye, chisi, chitar, chishin, chike. And these are the 5 companion words which can be used with the particle chi in order to manifest different usage cases. And today we're going to discuss on this very particular particle. And su is used for person, and kang can be used for all of the above case. So kang is applicable for all of the above cases, and we have already provided the reasoning, the logical explanation on why this is the case. And the reason why we have this kang, which is applicable for all of this, is because in the text of 30, there is no mention of qi, ji, su. The particle is called kangda. It's not called chita, it's called kangda. And the inferential usage cases in different commentaries makes it clear what Kangda means. And then those inferential usage cases as ji, qi, su. So therefore, we understand that by the very main text that we have, that Kang is something that is pervasive over the usage case of all of these. So su is for person and Kang is applicable for all the above cases. Okay, so today we're going to discuss qi. So the reason why we're taking one particle at a time is because we see that unlike many of the previous particles, these are not something that just have a single usage case or 2 or 3 usage case in total. We see that each particle has 5 different usage cases. So that is the reason why we're discussing only one particle for one class, so that we can also think or revise about what is the usage cases. So qi. So for qi, we have 5 companion words: qinye, qisi, qitar, qishin, qike. And all of these have different usage cases, which we will discuss in a bit. But before this, let me provide you with example for each of these that has been used in text. So the first one is Pawa Sambo Melam Ki Kyabole from Samantha Batra's King of Prayers. So we have this verse in which we have the usage of the word chinye. And this is the very first verse. The very first verse, that is chinye suda choju chinye suda choju jidena tuzum sheba mi singe kutagi malut teda tamjela luda ngai tangwe chakyo. So we don't need to go in depth about the meaning of the particular verse. So we'll just focus on the usage of this particular particle here, the word chinye. And here, the word chinye suda choju jidena. So I'll just do a very brief and a very surface translation of this without any further explanation on this. So it says, chinye suda choju jidena. In the world, in the 10 direction, in the world that has 10 directions of this world, however many. Tusum Sheba means the one who is the knower of the 3 times. And Mi Senge means the lions amongst the men, which is human. So all of the lions amongst the men who is the knower of the 3 times. And however many they are in the 10 directions of the world. I shall prostrate to all of them from the 3 gates, that is the body, mind, and speech, without leaving out even one. So here we see that the word chinye has the usage of however many. So it has a quantitative, it has a usage of a quantitative, it states a quantitative attribute or quantitative characteristic of something, like how many, how much. So it's more quantitative here, the usage of chinye. How many, how much, however many. So chinye. So you see the usage of this in this verse. Now we go to the second usage, which is chisi. And this is from Chanju Sembichobal Jube, Mowe Liule, from Shanti Deva's Bodhisattva Charya Avatara, which is and the 10th chapter, that is the chapter of dedicating the merits. And from that chapter, we have this verse from the 10th chapter. And here we see the usage of the particle chi with the companion word si. So now it has become chisi. So the verse, and this is a verse that many of us who have come across Shanti Deva's text of Bodhisattva Charya Avatara or listened to the teachings of His Holiness have come across this particular verse many times. Chisi namkhan ne pata droa chisi ne kyuba thesi ta ne kyune drowe donga sewa sho. So doing a very surface translation of this, it says that as long as or until or as long as, because chisi has a function which states a limitation of something, meaning something till this point, and that is usually with time. And here it's it is the limitation with time, meaning that until this time. So here it says as long as the space remains and remains the sentient beings, till then may I too remain and dispel the sufferings of the sentient beings, or of them all. All more inferential here. So you see that chisi has a meaning of as long as, or it has a meaning of until, which tells us that to a certain point in future. So it gives a limitation of a period till a certain time. And here the limitation is something that is usually beyond our comprehension. It says until the space remains, which means until the sentient beings remain. So that's a very long time. But this can also be used with a certain time period that is more finite, rather than just being infinite. So therefore, here we see the usage of chisi as until. And tesi is also until. But the difference is that chisi talks about until then. Until then, and then tesi is something that tells us till that time, which is already set with the usage of chisi. Till that infinite time, or till that finite time. The difference is chisi is a generalized particle. Tesi is a specific particle which talks about that indefinite time which has been generalized by the use of chisi. So we are pointing directly to the time period that is being defined by chisi. So therefore, chisi is generalized, whereas tesi is more specific. So this is the difference. So it has the meaning of as long as or until. Okay, now this one, it's from Lam Gitso Nam Sumle. The three principal aspects of path, which is an oral instruction to so so this is composed by Lama Tsongkhapa, Je Losan Trapa. So the verse is Jesu Lama Namla Chatselo. Keve Sonra Ki Ningbet, Kese Tampan Namki Napelam. Kaden Thadun Namki Chungote, Chitar. So we are using the particle chitar here, which is chitar nishin tagi sheparcha. Chitar is used in order, usually it's used in order to provide an example, or to provide a reference. Not reference in the case like reference from some text or anything. No, a reference in a way that one can have an understanding of either how much or in which manner or to what standard. So that particular type of reference, for example, we can say that I will make it as big as I will build this house as tall as that tree. So we have the reference of that tree. So that type of reference, not reference as taking from the text. Definitely, one can also take reference from there, but this reference has the understanding of something that has been compared to. So usually understood as just like or as. So as this, I shall do is as this has been done. I shall do it just like this has been done. So therefore, here the usage is as Chitar Nushi means as best to my ability. So I prostrate to Lord and Guru. I prostrate to the Lords and the Gurus. All of the essential teachings of the Buddha, and all of the concepts and the teaching that has been greatly praised by the Bodhisattvas, and the path that is followed by those who are with great merits, I shall state here to my best. I shall state here as best to my ability. So here we see that the usage of as in chitar. So provide a reference. So here the reference is the best to my ability. Chitar nushin, meaning to the best of my ability, I shall state it. Sometimes you can also use it to provide the mannerism of work. Like, just as he has done it, do it. Do it just as he has done it. Or think about things as he is thinking about. Or contemplate on things as you were told. So, as, or just like. And then the usage of the word qixing. This is from Yunde Shiguma, also a text by Lama Tsongkhapa, Je Tsongkhapa Losang Chakpa, Foundation of All Good Qualities. Okay. Rangi sitsor lungwa qixing to magyur rowa gyungkyan tetrawar. Hongnin rowa trewe kurkirwe chongchu semcho chongbar chingilo. So here, qixing means similar to, as similar to, just like, or as similar to. Just similar to, or just like one has fallen into this ocean of samsara. All the mother sentient beings has also faced such circumstance or such condition, or all the mother sentient beings. Similarly, all the mother sentient beings are also facing such. And seeing this, taking the vow to, may I be able to practice, and may I bestow upon me, or bless me with this ability to learn and practice these thoroughly, and then to bring in or to arise the great mind of enlightenment within myself. So you see the usage of similarly here. Just like oneself has fallen into the ocean of samsara, similarly, mother sentient beings have also faced the same thing. It's also like that. So qixing here is used as similarly, or just like that. So qixing is used when a meaning and the examples are provided in one context. Unlike chitar, where only an example is provided, here example as well as the meaning. Example is like one has fallen, and the meaning is that the sentient beings have also fallen. The mother sentient being has also fallen, just like you have fallen into the sea of samsara or the ocean of samsara. So similar to. And then the final usages of the chike. Okay, pawa jambe ki pawa jambe ki tuyan tambe chen yang tawa jueba le. The Manjushri Namasam Gita, from the Manjushri Namasam Gita, jambe chen ju. Okay, this verse. Hongma meba dremeta eshin nita taubeta dembar mashin simikur chike meba teshin che. So here chike talks about what has already been said, or what will be said. But here it is used as what has already been said. So one which is innately unbound, not bound by the one which is innately unbound, and the one similarly the one which is pure of the self, the idea of self, which is not bound by the conceptualization of self. The one who speaks only the truth. I shall do such, or I shall do as such, or thus. that has been said by them, or said by them, or it, or them. So chike means the thing that has been said. By whom? The one who doesn't say any, the one who says truth and whose word doesn't change. So the one who says truth and whose word doesn't change, the one who is innately unbound to the samsara, the one who is purified of the conceptuality of self. And so, thus, I shall do as thus is said by that person, or thus said by it, or thus said in that manner I shall do. So here, chike should be understood as something that has been said. And here we are referring to Manjushri. So something that the Manjushri has said. So therefore, here we are using it for something that has already been said, chike. So for something as whatever that was said. And it can be also used for what that will be said. But here it is what that has been said. Okay, so these are one example each for each of these 5 particles with their respective companion words. And with those companion words, we see that each of them, the first one gave us an understanding of however many or how many, a quantitative characteristic, generalization of a quantitative characteristic. The other one talked about a limitation of time until certain time in the future. So generalization of a time in the future. We don't know specifically. For now, it was general. Therefore, I had to, in this text of Samanthabhadra, in this text of, Shanti Devas, we see that it has been specified afterwards. It has said that until the space remains and the sentient being remain. So this general time, the limit of the time, is until the space remains and the sentient being remains. And like I said, the difference between chisi and tesi is that when we say tesi, we're referring to a time constraint or a bound, a range of time that has already been set and generalized by the particle chesi. So we are referring to the time that the chesi followed by the particular definition of that time, particular explanation of that time. And so we are referring to that very time which has been referred as chesi. So tesi with te is also, te is a determiner, so it's something that's more specified, whereas chesi is generalized. So this is the difference between tesi and chesi. And disi and tesi are both specified, whereas chisi is generalized. Similarly, chindra and thedra or ditra. Chindra is generalized, ditra and thedra is specified. Chichir is general, thechir is specified. So it's because of uncertainty we are using chichir. But because we know it, therefore now we are providing reasons, so we are using thechir or dichir because it is specified. So this is the difference between these. And normally when we have chisi, we answer with a question. So if it's chisi with a question, then we answer it with tesi. And similarly, the past 5 particles that we have used, chishi, chite, chile, chichir, chindra. All of these, when questions are asked with the usage of these particles, it will be answered with hendra, dindra, thechir, dichir, dile, thele. Right? Theshik, dishik. Therefore, when it's with di and the, it's specified. When it's with chi, chi, su, kang, it is generalized. It's something, if something generalized due to the uncertainty, or something generalized simply because it is a general case. It talks to everything in general. That's so. So here the chitar providing example. This chishin telling us, providing example and also providing the meaning in the same context. And here it talks about something that's either been said or something that will be said. So these are 5 examples, and you can check them in that very text, the text of the, so the first one was from the Samantabhadra's King of Prayers. The second one from Shanti Deva's Bodhisattva Charya Avatara. The third one is from Lama Tsongkhapa's The 3 Principal Aspects of Path. The fourth one is from Lama Tsongkhapa's Foundation of All Good Qualities. And the final one is Manjushri Namasamgita. Okay. And you can compare the English and the Tibetan translation side by side and see the usage of this particular these particular particles. And if you see something that is different, then you can ask the question and we can discuss on this. Because, like I said, definitely most of these should be have to be used like this. But then sometimes we have those people who have like personal preference, and sometimes there is a problem while translating. So therefore, so Chandra, generalized particles. So we're discussing chi today. Chini rani ki tsikro ni si tar shin ke jie kin hon tu chor shin jue shi ce tang be so tuan la chu. The definition: Chini rani ki tsikro ni si tar shin ke jie kin hon tu chor shin jue shi ce tang be so tuan la chu. The generalized particle chi is placed before its companion words nye, si, tar, shin, ke to indicate limitations on a specified quantity. So like the time, the chisi has a limitation of time. And when it talk about quantity, chinye, how many, however many, there is a specified quantity. It's specified not in the sense that it is something that we know or that we are making specific because it's a generalized particle, but specified in the context of the entire statement, not only the particle. And to introduce examples, so we also use it to introduce examples. Penna. So for example, chisi kenso machin patu nganso yang tuimin. Chisi kenso machin patu nganso yang tuimin. For example, we will not leave until you are gone. So here the limitation of time is until someone, for example, we might be saying, oh, are you going to go now? And we'll say, no, until you're not gone, we'll also stay and play with you. Like if you're playing a match, So therefore, and if, for example, someone is, two groups are working and then one group might ask, are you leaving? No, we're not going to leave until you're gone, meaning that they will not go until the other group also doesn't finish or goes. So therefore, there is a limitation here to the time and timing in the understanding that someone is not gone. So chisi kenso machin patungan soyang ruimin. Okay, so the second one. Chitar kongi lega chebashin kenso chero. Chitar kongi lega chebashin kenso chero. Please work as she is working. All of you. So here the word chitar is to provide an example or a reference saying that, oh, do your work just like she or he is doing. So the work that he or she is doing is taken as a reference. Third example, Chike lame songba yila Yangchen. Chike lame songba yila Yangchen. What is said by, so what is said meaning that something that has been said in the past. So what is said by the Guru? I shall recall it again and again. So the action of recalling something again and again is something that has been said by the Guru. Okay, so the first one is Mangbu Tuen Le Chukpa. Quantitative as many. So the word Chinye can be used in order to show as many as something, as however many as something. How many as something. Luk Chinye Yoba Teru Kushi. Luk Chinye Yoba Teru Kushi. Gather all of the sheep, however many there may be. So it's used for a quantitative, to show as many. The second one, to state the limit till a particular time in the future. To state the limit, meaning to state a particular time till in the future. Chisi changchu matopar rangi rangi guen she chawe dribu yangda shepar ki yang ne yang tu lobjong lempar cha. So let me repeat this. So this is few statements in which the statement of the usage of this generalized particle is just the first one. So chisi changchu matopar rangi rangi guen she chawe dribu yangda shepar ki yang ne yang tu lobjong lempar cha. Until enlightenment is attained, one should know that one is one's own protector, completely comprehending the action and its consequences, learning the lesson again and again. So here we see the limit of the time is till one attains enlightenment. So to learn the lesson again and again until one has attained enlightenment. Okay, so the third one is providing an example. So here we're only providing an example. So let me repeat this. May I have the same practice as the Guru. So the word chitar is used as same here. Same practice as the Guru. So same as, the word same as is used here in order to understand the word chitar. So the example is provided for the Guru. Okay. Connecting an example and the real meaning. Okay. Chishin dulle kable chishin dulle kablen dui chauche rab chetar shejan namang yule rankin doba tangbo langbar cha. Let me repeat this, and this has the same meaning. When it comes to meaning, what I have done is that I have just written this in more of a statement form, whereas this has the same meaning as the verse from Sakya Lekshe. So the verse, I think it's the second verse. So this particular verse that we have is similar to the meaning here. What I have done is that I've just written it in a more, instead of a verse, it has been written in more like a statement form. So chishin dule kablen doi chachi rab chetar. Sheja nama yule rangi doba tangbor lang warcha. Prioritize your learning across different fields of study. Just like a magnet excellently separates iron filling from dust. Okay, so the final usage is to refer to something that has been said or something that will be said. So what is said or what will be said. What will be offered to the ears of everyone. So here we are using it so that we can introduce, so we are somewhat introducing what we are going to say. It's like, this is something that I would like to offer to everyone's notice. So similar to this, what will be offered to the ears of everyone. So we understood, so we discussed today the different usage of chi with their particle, with their companion words. The first one, qinye, is used as quantitative to show as many, however many. The qisi is used to state a time limit till a particular time in the future. Chitar is used to provide an example. Chishin is to connect an example with the meaning, the real meaning that needs to be conveyed. And chilke is used for something that has already been said or will be said. So these are the 5 usage cases for the particle of chi when used with their companion words. Okay, so before I go to the verse, I will be taking questions. So if you have questions, I will be taking 3 questions today. So does anyone have questions regarding today's lesson of the particle of chi? And it should be understood that it is used for a generalized case. It's used for a generalized case. It's not something that is used for a specific thing like tesi or tetar or teshik or dishik. It's for a more generalized particle. So does anyone have any question regarding today's lesson? If you have question, please ask away. Does anyone want me to repeat anything from here? If things were explained very fast, so if anyone wants me to explain certain part of this again. Okay, then before I go to the last particle, is there anyone who wants to, so I think it's probably the 5th or 6th. I think it's the 6th portion, or I think. So is there anyone who wants to recite a Tree of Excellent Speech? Is there anyone who wants to try and recite the text?
Either 5th portion or 6th portion, which one?
I think we have already done till the 6th, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, then the 5th portion.
Sure. So, may I try?
Lasso.
Okay. Ramatang gompo jetsun jampeyana chatsero om a ra pa za na di. Nini galta mempe da. Tani duje gyuzen tang. Zeka tanga gala juk. Minki tome teta ni. Tanye tema tapa tan. Namtan shenche nyela juk. Chi sukan chita te. Shikte leta chila chi. Nyeshi talshin kela chi. Suni kansa kankun la o.
Lasso. Okay, thank you very much. And a very wonderful pronunciation and very clear. So most wonderful. That's all. So let me read the final verse for today. Okay, so this is the final verse, and we complete today's lesson. And those who have questions, please ask them in the group, or you can directly ask me. Okay, so Sikjor Samo Luki Genchatar. Ningtun Samo Nanki Yundentar. Chila Gencha Yuna Chotani. Mena Nanki Yunde Mele Sang. So let me repeat this again. Sikjor Samo Luki Genchatar. Ningtun Samo Nanki Yundentar. Chila Gencha Yuna Chotani. Mena Nanki Yunde Mele Sang. Chidar Seme Pumbo Nidatar. Tsini. Tsini Chidar. Nyambo Yu Kyang Rung. Ningtun Mile Rodan Trawa La. So, here what it means is that the pleasantry of words is like the ornament to a body. The profoundness of meaning is like the inner quality of a person. Having ornaments is always better than that without, but devoid of it is better than without inner qualities. So someone who doesn't have ornament is better than someone who doesn't have the inner qualities. Like the corpse without any life, no matter how pleasant words it may be, without profound meaning, it is like the lifeless corpse. Find the elixir of meanings, not the words. So this is the verse for today. And with this, we most wonderfully complete today's lesson. So those who have any questions, please send them in the group. And make sure you revise and you recite the text. And so this is it for today. And thank you very much for joining in. And I wish every one of you a good morning, evening, afternoon, and good night, wherever you are. And I'll see every one of you for the next class. Lasso and to everyone.